This is a demonstration of the administration functions of Microsoft's MatterCenter for Office 365. So I've did a video on using MatterCenter, which kind of goes through this interface of adding matters and things of that type. What I'd like to do is get in kind of the under the hoods for those who are administering and managing SharePoint and Azure and things of that type. Effectively, all MatterCenter is it's a front-end layover on top of Office 365. So if I'm here in the SharePoint Administration Center, I see the main SharePoint site where I have access to the company's organizational SharePoint, and I might have an intranet or other content layered underneath this. And so that's kind of a typical SharePoint Online content team site and organizational site. What's in addition in here, and you'll see, is that I have these company sites, Flying J Corp, National, Company ABC. When I click on these, this gets into and drills down into the actual guts of MatterCenter. Here are the different cases that are inside here, and as I drill into each one of the cases, it's nothing more than effectively a team site with content underneath it. So I can dig into content or materials, documents that are stored, things of that type. So they're document libraries, they're notes, things of that type that are available and accessible for the SharePoint team sites that are the underlying piece of MatterCenter. What I also have inside here, the apps catalog, and the applications catalog is the thing that keeps track of all of the terms, content, site content, materials, things of that type. So as I want to be able to look at any of the information specific to the Matter site, the trending content, the forms, templates, the resources, these are all within that site content. These things, nothing more than SharePoint document libraries and things of that type. They're all fronted. When you go into this whole MatterCenter, that's not what you see on the front end here, even though when I drill into the documents piece, I am actually drilling into those SharePoint document libraries and things of that type, is that all of this is being fronted by Microsoft Azure. Microsoft has two different interfaces right now. They have their Azure portal and then their classic, their older one that they're getting rid of. And so the app is basically running on a modern Microsoft Azure app service. And here it is. There's the MatterCenter app service resources, and within there I have a number of different things. I have web pages, I have storage accounts, I have insights to be able to do the monitoring and tracking and logging and things of that type. So there's a number of different resources that are that make up this MatterCenter. You'll see here that it is monitored, and we have the ability of going through and sending alerts just like any other business application. Show me who's logged onto the system, when they logged on, any of that information regarding system access and things of that type. I can also go into the resource group, and you can see the different resources that make up MatterCenter. So when I drill into MatterCenter, and again, storage accounts, web services, and things of that type. So here we go. I have the key vault, which is the key encryption pieces, just storage account. That's where any of the materials are stored. Even though the documents are stored in Office 365, there's certain meta information that's stored and securely processed. The app service, application insight is the monitoring piece inside there, and then the service plan. So that's basically the kind of technical guts of the Azure component. This is all built on Microsoft Azure Active Directory, and so within each organization we will synchronize the users. And if you're using Office 365, then there's no doubt that the users that are associated to Office 365 are tied into the application that I then integrate inside MatterCenter. Then when I drill into the MatterCenter application piece, is that I have configuration components inside here, such as shared keys between Office 365 and Microsoft Azure, and my corporate Active Directory, and so client applications, Matter sites, and then these are the permissions, effectively allowing MatterCenter access to SharePoint Online and Microsoft Azure Active Directory and Graph for the crossing and integration. So these are the pieces that are specific to this component. And then the last piece that I want to be able to show is effectively what I can do and the configuration setup, which is the MatterCenter solution. This is really not something that anybody has to look at once this thing has been initially installed. This is done by the installer of MatterCenter, but effectively here it is. There's 11 components that make up the MatterCenter solution. Different search components, the jobs, the models, the repository, service models, utilities, and effectively the end of this thing is this website. And inside the website is where we went through and published that website. And we published it out to Microsoft's Azure Center. And this pushes out any type of pages, content, things of that type. And we can make modifications to the published content. So here it is, nothing more than just your standard www root. Images, if I want to change the logo, the look, the color scheme, things of that type, I can make modifications. So effectively it's built on Visual Studio based content that pushes it up, and that's the thing that glues together MatterCenter, the front end in Azure for the web services, and the document library functionality in Office 365.